Well, the Dick Tracy serial is starting to get repetitive, but hopefully this chapter will show us all new stuff we haven't seen before. It's Trail of the Spider on Riffin with Doggans. Dick Tracy in Generic Government Building. A production of the National Living Graphics Society. Something Wickland this way comes. Ray, a Taylor Allen James. Chester Gord, cousin of Jimmy and Jerry. This editing staff totally fails the Helene test. Musical supervision by Harry the Gray until he's reborn as Harry the White. Guy Smiley Burnett just used the same bass design as Don Music Burnett. And also starring a dock, a plane, a blimp, and a boat over and over. Chapter 12, Trail of the Spider, haphazardly compiled from deleted scenes to pretend the spider is still alive. So, counterfeiting? That's the spider's main goal? I guess it's clearer than just generic crimes. If it was a private sector engraver, nobody would care. Yeah, Moloch peaked in episode 1, we get it. Once again, it's the FBI's investigation as a whole. They're all equally invested. They're not just aiding Dick. These guys are just assistants, though, and inconsistent ones at that. She operates the lab and also makes a crap ton of phone calls. Well, if it was disabled on the job, the boat definitely needs some workboats comp at the very least. I think you forgot to turn off the orchestra. All right, turn down the music, soundboard guy. It's the new dance craze sweeping the nation, the Tracy Trot. All right, gonna do my best to sail away despite the sea level constantly tilting. Okay, there's no way you can see him clearly. Do you just assume every obstacle is Dick the way he assumes every obstacle is the spider? Must run in the family. Quick, men, to the same dock he left from, but different. They're arranged like an Animorphs cover. Republic Pictures had some side investments in a speedboat distributor. Gotta promote. Now Tracy's gonna get his own live Sea War spectacular.
Getting up.
Yeah, Gordon, I'm driving. I know how we're doing. Man, there's so much smog on the road these days. Fortunately, Gordon's incapable of distinguishing between good and bad aim. If this was Superman, that bridge would just fall on him. But then I guess he'd get everyone to park trucks on it, and that'd stop it from falling somehow. Fine, I'll turn around, Coulter, but you should have gone before we left.
This boat's out of control.
They needed Gordon to say that for clarity, because it's not like the steering ever matches the rear projection anyway. Now, is that ship full of fur or gold? All right, here's the big splash. Whee! Haha, that was fun. I'm gonna sink this bitch. Oh, come on, he just managed to steer out of the way? You had crashing sound effects, you lying cliffhanger! Come on, men, we can't all be king of the world. All cops are bad at aim.
Head for the lock, quick!
No new passengers materializing this time, Gordon? Part of your world. The ending of Castaway is even less satisfying than I remember.
me a hand here, will you, men?
Oh yeah, good thing Junior came.
Take it easy.
Don't let the sound of your own wheels drive you crazy. And they bang every part of his body against every surface of both boats.
How about Colder, Dick? Is he all right?
He will be as soon as we get him to a doctor. The spider nearly finished him.
Better interrupt Dr. Wade's vacation now. Meanwhile, at the building, stock footage of investigation-type things is on the case. The visor was confiscated from Pegleg Pedro's accountant. But first, gotta file away this birthday card I got from my grandma.
Bring them in my office, Carter. We'll interview them here.
Huh, those damn jerky boys.
I've asked you all to be here so that we could compare notes. And perhaps get some new lead on this spider business. You'll do the interviewing, Dick.
The Late Show with Dick Tracy, still canceled unfairly by the Ellisons.
Gentlemen, thank you for coming.
Hey, that's Lionel Atwill's line.
I want you to meet Dick Tracy.
How do you do?
Joe Crane is my name.
Joe Crane in the my name.
Dick Tracy. My name's Perry.
Oh, there you are, Perry.
I've heard an awful lot about you.
How do you do, Perry? This is Bill Moffat, Dick. He works for the telephone company.
He hired me to introduce him because he can't be bothered
Tracy has
himself.
a few questions he'd like to ask you.
Gentlemen, these are all assistants of mine.
Dick, we've been over this. I'm your boss, not your assistant.
Please be seated.
No one will be seated during the being seated scene, except for the characters being seated.
Mr. Crane, you are a conductor on the P&M Railroad, are you not?
John Carroll Lynch.
I understand that some months ago you witnessed a strange meeting which took place on board a train.
Between Robert Walker and Farley Granger.
Well, it was a late train pulling out of the P&M station for Los Angeles.
Late train to Los Angeles. Late train to L.A. Is this guy describing all these train close-ups to Dick? Wait, is this episode a clip show? It really is Trail of the Pink Panther.
Did any of you see him when you got on?
Perhaps the rest of you know why you're here.
We did, but we forgot. It was 12 whole chapters ago.
Well, I'm not. Nor do I consider him useful to me.
We understand each other.
I, Dabney Coleman... No, I'm not just going to redo the jokes from the first time around.
Maybe he will have something to say about that when he comes.
Suppose he does. He's not here. And what if he were?
But he's not. But if he was. But no. But suppose.
The man isn't human.
Bah!
I don't think he's on the train.
I don't think he's on the train. Doo-dah, doo-dah. So wait, he said this train was going to Los Angeles, but in Chapter 1, it was going from Los Angeles to San Francisco. Who was the continuity advisor? One of the editors of Space Mutiny? Glad we're seeing the whole long walk again. Will our mystery guest enter and sign in, please? Da-da-da-da-da-da. I am your singing telegram.
Well, gentlemen.
You must have the wrong car. We're not, gentlemen.
You.
Do you want anything from the drink trolley?
Fine. Yeah, everything fine.
You call that a report? Cite at least 3 sources.
Fine, Chief, fine. Everything's okay.
My affairs are in excellent shape.
Come on, Brewster. Paterno just said fine and okay, but you spring all the way up to excellent? Show off.
I'm through with you. The rest might be yellow and lick your boots, but not me, not me. I'm not afraid of you, nor of anything you can do.
Oh yeah, we're never going to find out why the lame one can survive being shot point blank, are we? He found the light switch. He's not human.
No one could figure out how that fellow with the lame foot got on or left the train.
And we didn't feel like doing anything about the passenger with a loaded gun.
He is undoubtedly the head of a powerful organization.
The spider ring.
Yes, Clive, I was building up to that.
Tell us what you know.
I deliver milk, Mr. Tracy.
Gail Storm forgot to leave a note for me when she went on vacation.
Morning, before sunrise.
This guy's a first draft
Noticed
Bogart.
a man who acted crazy.
That's just everyone who's on the train at that hour.
Scared of something. Trying to get away.
Maybe he was just really lactose intolerant. Hey, remember 2 scenes in a row from Chapter 1? Well, what if we put a little scene between them? At least they added music this time. That's kind of new. Oh, he lost his hat. Now he's more susceptible to damage. The slowly limping guy catches up to the fast-running guy through the power of evil. We're just watching this guy's acting reel now. He can go through all these emotions in a single take. Shadow directed by Dave Fleischer. Now I gotta walk all the way back.
I immediately phoned the police.
Immediately, with only several hesitations.
That spider mark had actually burned into his skin.
The lame-footed man again. Some sort of a fiend who brands his victims with a spider mark before killing them.
The spider mark was only at the insistence of John Peters.
Ellery Brewster was killed that way.
Are all these flashbacks to Chapter 1? Did anything that happened since then matter? Should we pay attention to the man behind the curtain? Ellery Brewster, killed by the spider while taking a long-distance call. Look at him fall.
There was one victim they didn't quite kill. Steve, remember Death Valley Johnny?
Oh, hell yeah, now we're talking.
Steve and I suspected the spider ring was after Johnny.
So nothing that happened in chapters 2 through 6 mattered. Not even Oscar and Elmer.
I should say we have. He's right over there in the midst of all those reporters.
Johnny, woo! Yeah! Right, a studio audience applause.
Will we have
Johnny. You're a great guy, Johnny. Will I give you the headlines or will I give you the headlines?
all right.
Say,
I don't even want to talk over the scene this time. I'm just happy to see Death Valley Johnny again.
Have a cigar.
No, thanks. I don't use them.
You?
No, thanks. I smoke a cigarette.
Oh, cigarettes, eh? Well, sit down and let's have a powwow.
No, we don't mind if we do.
Again, no one will be seated during the seating.
Don't mind if I smoke.
No, go right ahead. Help yourself.
I don't know how to love him.
Where are you boys from?
We're not from any newspaper. I'm Dick Tracy, Federal Bureau of Investigation. This is my assistant, Steve Lockwood.
Steve Lockwood? The Steve Lockwood? And what was your name again?
We have reason to believe a certain criminal ring may cause you trouble.
Oh yeah, back when the spider ring tried getting gold from mines instead of from boats, and then just kind of left after barely trying to get it once.
Going to get it away from me. Besides, the gold won't be mine after 10 o'clock tonight. I'm selling out.
I'm abandoning all my artistic integrity.
No, sir. I kept the secret of that mine in my head, and I ain't going to open my yap until those jewelers sign on the dotted line.
Jewelers?
What is this jewelers you speak of?
From New York jewelers. And, at a good stiff figure, too.
Death Valley Johnny got it that same night.
Yeah, that was worth cutting to between these scenes.
Now, sir, I suppose you won't mind disclosing the whereabouts of your hidden mine. I suppose the specimen gold is kept there.
I suppose my toes are roses. I suppose erroneously.
Here you are.
I thank you. Ain't no trick in finding it once you get on the right track. There.
Everyone at this table is way too horny for maps.
Simple like.
That will be fine.
Mr. Nolan, I'd like to see that map if you don't mind.
I must say your actions are most peculiar.
I'm
Come, sir.
sorry.
Give us that paper.
But we already know Gordon can't aim.
Death Valley Johnny didn't die.
Oh, isn't that
He
swell?
was too healthy and tough for the spider.
He smoked real healthy cigars.
Ties these crimes together is the spider mark.
And the walk of the man with the lame foot.
Then came a big spider who sat down beside her. The mating call of the wild McGurk.
What's the matter, Mike?
I seen a spider.
Hey, your trap is amusing.
And now, Mr. Moffat. tell us
Mr.
what you
Muffet?
know.
That's who that spider was trying to sit down
I was
beside.
sent for the telephone company to trace a bum connection.
I'm from Story Without End.
To a kind of a spooky-looking place away out of town. It was night. Something queer was going on around there, so
Yeah,
I checked
it's
around
San
to get a load of
Francisco.
what was happening.
And back to Chapter 1, the only chapter that matters except for Johnny. All Chapter 1 flashbacks. This is Clerks the Animated Series without the irony.
Quick!
So a lot of characters were just off camera for all the events of Chapter 1. Did Tom Stoppard write this?
Come.
As you are? Hey, it's Burke. I'd recognize that face that looks like 8 different faces anywhere.
I have a report for the lame one.
So now the clip show is including deleted scenes from Chapter 1. I guess that's almost value. Okay, you can be seated during this being seated scene. It's fine.
What is it, Burke?
We brought Gordon Tracy here.
Send Tracy into me.
He's hurt, dying.
Dead already. He's buried.
When he ran his car over a bank.
Can you do anything about it, Moloch?
Brando based Don Corleone off of fusing the lame one and Moloch into a single character.
I might do more than you can imagine.
I don't know, I can imagine quite a bit. Ow, watch the eye, that's real obnoxious. So that guy overheard all this from outside? The Spider Gang has really weak security.
His condition seems critical.
It's really nitpicking everything.
Then we will eliminate a very dangerous enemy.
He won't die.
But his insurance doesn't cover this, so he'll be paying through the nose.
A simple altering of certain glands. He will be unable to distinguish between right and wrong.
Also, I drew a penis on his face.
He will be very useful to us, Moloch.
It was no mistaking as to who they had, sir. It was Gordon Tracy, all right.
My brother. There's no telling what those fiends have done to him.
Yeah, so maybe that guy could tell you where the hideout was? Not that you do anything about it, you've left several other hideouts unrated. Is this that really big shoe Ed Sullivan was always talking about? Now he's Bob Hoskins, and he's Fred Gwynn, and he's contractually obligated to be in one shot. Why is the fuse box right outside the office door? Oop, now Dick regrets not smoking Johnny's cigar. The fire trap? Is it the Haley Mills one or the Lindsay Lohan one? Let's make a fire, yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, that was Trail of the Spider, and it really put into perspective how much of the previous 11 chapters was a waste of time. All the important stuff was in Chapter 1, except for Death Valley Johnny. I would like to thank my patrons not only for their continued financial support, but also for joining me on Patreon live streams to brainstorm jokes for this riff. If you would like to join the next Patreon live stream, even a $1 pledge gets you access. And at $2, you can see early looks at videos, including a few that you may have been waiting about a decade to see. A certain long gestating project may finally be starting to see the light, perhaps? And perhaps you can start to see episodes of that on Patreon right very now? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm off to reminisce about an arbitrary selection of things that happened to me over the past several weeks. And until next time, this is Dave, signing off.